He's over the blue line. Johnny scores! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. And a big save. Power move to the middle. Wilninski foul in the back of the net. Fake shot. Another shot. He goes upstairs right there. Take his team ahead by 2. Another shot. And Brian Goot scores the goal. Excellent diving play there. Oh, mama.
like to have everything perfect, even though it's hard to make it that way. So I'm gonna be messing with these cameras like crazy the next hour. It's about 3.5 hours to get lower thirds for our guests and anchors, B-roll. But if you notice here too, we have kind of two different sets we're working with today. This is our normal anchor desk over there. And then we'll have Allie, one of our anchors, interview our guest Angie today. There you are. You have your mic?
Yes, I am mic'd.
All right. You are mic'd or you have it? Oh, perfect.
Exams, they might have.
See that right there? That is perfect. Fantastic levels right there. We got 2 minutes, so we're just gonna go back up to the top of the script. Are there mics down? 15 seconds. Play it. Ready on both their mics, 2 and 3. Take them.
Good evening. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Focuses on recycling and redistributing chemicals are to black.
It's always important to know too how long each clip is. So it's like 45.
Forced against people who weren't subject to law to enforcement. The investigation is ongoing. Up
Both
next,
mics.
we will have your local news. We'll be right back.
Play it. Is it playing?
Should be.
All right, mics down.
Mics are down.
All right.
I think.
Oh, the first one, we're only gonna have a minute. The first one didn't play, so I'll tell them. Ready on Allie's mic. And take it.
The mayor floor leader of Chicago.
Go ahead, Bridget. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you caught me.
Following a disturbance that ensued.
Both
Up
mics.
next, we will have your Lewis Spotlight. Then we will have your Lewis Sports Update. Stay with us.
Play it. Mics down. Yeah, just where you were before. Make sure both of you guys are framed up right. Yeah, you're right there. You can just stay.
I am Citlali Romo. And I'm Allison Lakewitz. Have a great night.
Play it. Mics down. All right. You guys are clear. I thought it went pretty well. I know we had a lot of issues beforehand and it was kind of chaotic. But I mean, overall, I thought it went fine. The anchors did a good job. I did an all right job. But it looked good though. So hopefully everyone go check it out on the YouTube channel. Gotta shout it out.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
From Oak Point, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a commuter student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am Seti Bowe, also known as King Kwan, and I am proud to be a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an international student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from St. Augustine, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an aviation maintenance major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a first-year student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am a general construction pre-apprentice, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an undergraduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a transfer student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a fully online student. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from Homer Glen, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am an international graduate student from China. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a women's basketball player, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
My name is William Jones. I'm glad to be a Flyer for Lewis University.
I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a graduate student at Oak Brook campus, and we are Flyers.
I'm from Chicago, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a track and field athlete, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am from Brazil, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a biology and chemistry major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
My name is Candace Garcia. I'm an English literature and language major, and I'm from Lockport, Illinois. I really liked reading, and initially I wanted to go pre-med. Decided that wasn't for me, and decided I wanted to read for the rest of my life. I would like to be a professor in the future. Currently I'm deciding between rhetoric and composition or literature. I really loved my experience in higher academia, and so I decided I kind of want to continue that journey, but on the opposite side of the classroom teaching. My Lewis University experience has been remarkable. I actually transferred to Lewis. All of my professors were very welcoming. There was a lot of one-on-one meetings. My advisor sat down with me, helped me get involved in different clubs and activities outside of class that really helped me form connections with my peers. The English department at Lewis is so set apart and different from other universities because they are so involved in their students' lives. Every step of the way, the professors have been a part of my journey, and they've been constantly helping me, constantly asking me questions about that. And so it's more like a family than it is a university.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
I'm Allison Linkwitz, and my majors are psychology and radio, television broadcasting. My junior year, I realized that I had enough credits to pursue a minor, and it was recommended that I do radio, television broadcasting just because I had discussed what I like to do with my counselor. I realized really quickly that it was something that I wanted to do full time. I got to take advantage of having my own radio show here through WLRA, and I realized I loved talking with people. I loved communicating with people, not just studying them like in psych, but actually having conversations and being on air. And that's when I realized you can take whatever you're passionate about in your life and turn it into your living. My Lewis experience has been very impactful. I think I've grown to become more confident, and I think I've realized the ways that I was created by God, and now I'm able to change the world.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
From the runways of Lewis University, the sheets of ice here at Camlin, it's Flyers hockey. Welcome everyone to some Friday night college hockey action right here on the Lewis University Television Network. We're going to get going in just a couple minutes right after the playing of the national anthem in this game between the Lewis Flyers and the visiting Purdue Northwest Pride. We'll be right back with you right after the anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lewis University Television Network. Logan Kapp alongside Matt Carlson for some Flyers hockey on this beautiful Friday evening in Romeoville. We've got quite the matchup tonight. Purdue Northwest Pride in from Indiana to take on the Lewis Flyers here at Canlan. Should be a good one, Matt.
I agree. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Lewis University Flyers today. Nothing they can't handle in us. Do their best to stick it to them. Had a couple games without their center, Scotty Ernsting. He's back today here at center ice for the Lewis Flyers. See what they can build. If they can build some offense with him today, Logan, as they're usually more active in goal scoring with him on the roster.
Flyers in the white jerseys to our left-hand side in net for the Lewis Flyers. Big man, Sam Zagat. From St. Louis, Missouri, 6'4", Sam Zagat is. Takes up a lot of space over there in the blue paint. To our right-hand side in the black jersey, John Hughes. Noblesville, Indiana native. He's a freshman this year, John Hughes is. He's comes from the NA3 Tier 3 juniors over to the Purdue Northwest Pride. Yellowstone Quake was where he was playing before putting on the Pride uniform. So it should be quite the matchup today. The Pride are coming in on quite the win streak. Won 6 of their last 6 games. They had a clean sweep against Davenport, Roosevelt, and Aurora the past 3 times they saw action. So the Flyers will have quite the task in front of them as Ernsting steals, turns, and fires, and that one got blocked out in front. And Ernsting was flipped up and over right there, I believe, by Jacob Toland.
And the Flyers off to a quick start offensively. It's exactly what we were kind of looking for in this game. A quick start against this Purdue Northwest Pride team.
Flyers want to get off to an early start. That's how they've seen success on the season thus far, scoring early here in this first period. That'll be of the utmost importance. Set the tone, control pace of play throughout the game today, and don't let the Pride walk all over them. Here's the Pride now in the Lewis end. A shot from McCord on the point is saved by Zagat and pushed into the far side corner. Knocked down by JT Verdino in the Flyer zone. Stump forced the turnover and will toe drag and skate it out of his own end. He was falling down on that play, and the Pride will go ahead and send that one right back in. And Purdue Northwest has iced the puck, even though Sam Zagat came out to play it. We will see a face-off now in the Pride end. 18:26 left to go in the first frame. The referees having a little bit of a conversation here at center ice. And it looks like referee Brad Baumrock has decided that face-off should take place at center ice. And that is the proper location for that face-off. I just said Sam Zagat came out to play that puck behind the net. So because of that, it should have negated the icing call. Either way, though, Betke runs into a big shoulder right there from Caden Ulmer, who's throwing his weight around early. And that'll be something to watch. Caden Ulmer, one of the All-Stars for me last year, and has really been off to a pretty good start this year as well. The Elgin, Illinois native. Caden Ulmer trying to set the tone early for the Flyers. Here's Chenke in the zone, will fall down, slap that one on net. And Zagat had the answer. 17:52 left to go in period one.
And we talk about physicality in this game, Logan. We always notice the Flyers do play better when they are able to get the physical side of the game on their side. And that was a conversation in the locker room as well. Coming out early, being strong early, physical, surprise them a little bit and see what we can do.
Schneider turned it over to Ernsting. He's in the Pride end. Ernsting with a shot is patted aside by Hughes. Rebound careens out of the zone. Flyers captain Brian Goot is back to get it. Sends it across to Morefoot in his own end. and he will slap that one up the near side boards. Back to get it is Sestero for the Pride. Right on him is Josh McDonald. Josh McDonald was our guest on the most recent episode of Lewis University Hockey Podcast this week. We'll hear a clip of that in the second intermission. We had a pretty nice conversation with the Plainfield native about his hockey playing career. Very rare in today's day and age, Matt, to see a player that plays for the same youth club all throughout, his youth playing career. And Josh McDonald playing for the Joliet Jaguars for basically his entire playing career before coming to play at Lewis. Here's Logan Stumpf, will poke that one into the Pride end, wins the race. Stumpf has the puck. Puck is pushed out by O'Neill. And you can tell the Pride are coming out a little bit of jump in their step here in the first period. Gets sent in behind Zagat, who comes out to play it. Sent up the far side boards, found by the Pride. Here's a point shot, and that one's wide on the net. Rebound to O'Neill. Up to McCraig. He walks in and fires, and that one gets blocked out in front. Flynn O'Neill down in the far side corner has the puck. Up to the point. Here's Cedarblom. Sends it back down low, but Wilninski was able to force that turnover. And he sends it up to Sam Werner, who deflects that one right as he crossed over the red line, negating the icing call. Logan Pickens couldn't handle it in the offensive zone. Back the other way comes Tyson McCraig, and he will backhand that one in on net, forcing Zagat to paddle that one into the corner. DePago tries to hit Ernsting in stride. He couldn't handle that puck. Alex Moon was right on it. Here comes Logan Pickens. He's in behind everyone, but John Hughes came out to play that puck. Excellent play by the Pride netminder on that opportunity. Back the other way is Alex Moon. He will ring it all the way around the net to waiting Verdino on the far side. Verdino let it go, and Tolan sent it back down behind the net. Here's Alex Moon. Pressured by Morefoot to McCourt on the point. He walks the middle and fires, and Brian Goot blocked that one down on one knee. Scotty Ernsting got the non-iron out and tried to send it all the way down the ice, but he went right into the rafters here at Callan. So the Flyers will not be able to change, and we're going to see a face-off to Sam Zagat's right wing side. 15:05 left to go here in period one.
Something we're already seeing in this game is the Purdue Northwest Pride kind of catching the Flyers out on some ticky-tacky plays, you might say, in soccer, some one-touch passing. Something maybe the Flyers not exactly used to, going to have to get a handle on early in this period as it goes on.
Flyers just trying to match speed as Ernsting is sat down right there in the neutral zone. Flyers will have to get used to playing at this pace of play that the Pride like to play at, as well as with all the physical contact. I know we've talked about it many times on these broadcasts, but discipline hockey is going to be a key today, especially if their opponents are throwing the body around early.
And today we talk about discipline hockey. Jim Swart is not here today with his team, and we'll see how that affects, their discipline with this kind of physical game as well.
Flyers break that puck out into the zone as Selman. He was pushed off the puck right there by McCourt. In behind the net is Sestero. Across the ice trying to hit JT Verdino in stride, but he wasn't quick enough. That puck sat out in front of Zagat. Not sure if he thought Robertson was going to play it, but JT Verdino was sniffing around at the top of the blue paint. And so the Flyers had to be careful there. 14:19 left to go in the first. Kane Ulmer to take this draw against Benke. Ulmer won it to Robertson, who sends it around the net. Braden Ricci tries to send it up to Dan Johnson, who has to fight through a stick by Jacob Benke. The Flyers now in their own zone. Here's Benke, will wrist one on net. That was easily fielded by Zagat, and he will hold on. 14:02 left to go now in the first period.
Zagat seeing a lot of action early in this game so far, Logan. Not a lot of time offensively for the Flyers, and I'm going to need to find a way to convert.
Jacob Benke remains on the ice for the moment, the 5'6" winger for the Pride. came to the Pride from the Minnesota Loons, another USPHL team. And that brings me to a point of something we were talking about before the game started, Matt, was this amount of junior players as Logan Stumpf was in and was behind everyone, but lost his footing and doesn't even get a shot off. But that brings me back to what we were talking about before the game, though, Matt, is that a lot of these players on the Pride roster coming from juniors. We've got people from all over the world, people from Sweden, from Canada, from the great United States of America. Literally all over the country, all over the world, coming to play hockey here for the Pride. And it's going to be quite the task for the Flyers today, having to deal with some of that experience. I know it was a strong point, or something that we touched on a lot last season, in that the Flyers had a really young roster. A lot of guys coming just right out of high school. Not too many guys coming out of juniors for the Flyers. There's a centering pass and a slap shot by Colin Kozagin. Will beat Zagat. And the Pride take an early lead here in period number 1. Colin Kozagin.
And I think Zagat thought he might have had that one. I think it slips just through in between his left arm and his torso. And kind of looks a little defeated after having that one go through. As we set up here, center ice with Scotty Ernsting.
I mean, it's not really unexpected from what we've seen so far. We've been playing a lot of hockey in the Flyers' end. As you said earlier, Sam Zagat's already having to work hard. As away comes Kozagin again. He's into the Flyer zone. Shot on the ice is wide of the net. Had that right side open. Zagat was sliding left to right, and another shot by Kozagin. I think he didn't get all of it. Colin Kozagin still has the puck in the Flyer zone with speed on his forehand. Wheels down low. Kozagin up to the point. Here's Alex Moon across to McCraig. Back to Kozagin. A shot and a save by Zagat. That one is lofted out and knocked down by Scotty Ernsting. He's all by himself. His teammates are making a line change. And Ernsting trying to push his way through a hip check attempt by McCourt. But that puck will rattle over to John Hughes, and he will hold on. 11:54 left to go in the first period.
And that's something we see a lot of, is Scotty Ernsting breaks away, and there's never anyone there to help him. Now, granted, they were on a line change, but that is something we see all too often. The Lewis offense gets a chance in the offensive zone with nobody to help him, usually one man versus all.
Pretty high-quality chance right there. There was a tip out in front of the net by Josh McDonald off that DePego shot, but it was easily handled by Hughes. Back the other way comes the Pride. Stopped by Morefoot, who tries to squeeze through a hit there by Flynn O'Neill. Unsuccessfully, back comes Ott. Leaves it for O'Neill, centering pass. And Flynn O'Neill went 5-hole on Zagat and has taken his team up by 2 goals with 11:23 left to go in the first period.
And there's a lot of physicality already in this game. The Lewis Flyers aren't used to. You know, you're coming back last season when we played the Pride. Not as many of these, ACHA Division I players on this team. And obviously those players coming with a little more gusto to this Purdue Northwest team. And the Lewis Flyers maybe not used to that in their regular play throughout the most of this season. And Brian Gett gets tangled up with it.
Flynn O'Neill had 1 goal last weekend as well. Not uncommon. See a lot of goal scorers for the Pride. They've been scoring a lot of goals lately. So Flynn O'Neill, another player to keep an eye on for the rest of this matchup today. As Verbetsky sends that one in, DePego in to get it behind the net. Here's Logan Pickens on the left wing side. Will send it up to Brian Goot, who couldn't handle that pass. Back to get it is Sam Snyder behind his own net. Turns it over to Scotty Ernsting. Ernsting behind the net. Fancy dangles. Wraparound attempt. And I think he lost his handle. Ricci has a shot from the point that got deflected out in front, but it got deflected wide. Flyers having a couple spurts of energy here early in the first period. Have not been able to test John Hughes too much with 10:30 left to go in the first. We're going to see a center ice face-off here between Alex Moon and Caden Ulmer, who did end up winning it. Robertson will send it up the near side boards to Cedarblom, who will send it in behind Zagat. Ricci flubbed that pass behind the net. Ulmer has to swoop in and pick it up. Up the left wing side with speed is Ulmer. He turns it over to Curtin. Left it for Moon. Centering pass Verdino to Moon. And Moon missed a wide open net. Sam Zagat was diving from his left to right. But Moon missed the net with that opportunity. Fast pass up to Verdino. Flyers make a line change. JT Verdino in the zone. Tries to dangle around DePego. And he gets sat down by Tyler Morefoot behind the net. Pride retained possession. Sam Snyder to Cedarblom. He has a shot, and that one's blocked out in front of the net by Jack Selman. Down in the near side corner, Wilninski tries to skate it up the near side boards. And he's stopped by Verdino, who retains possession of that puck. Here's JT Verdino, walks in, shoots, and that one's punched into the near side corner by Zagat. Down behind the net is Curtin. Far side to Moon. Cedarblom near side point. Cross ice pass, tried to hit Curtin, but was unsuccessful. Pass got blocked, kept in by Snyder, sent around to Cedarblom on the near side boards. Down low, centering pass was blocked. Up off the glass was Morefoot, and that one was kept in by Benke on the point somehow. Pride make a line change. Benke has the puck, has it poked away by Jack Selman. And he's finally able to get that puck out of the zone. Leaves it for Werner. Arnsting hops off the bench. He's moving in with speed. Can't quite skate it through McCraig. Arnsting still has the puck, though. And here comes Jacob Benke into the zone. He's got Santa Maria with him, and Benke fan on the return pass. Up to the point is McCraig. Slap shot is saved by Zagat. Far side rebound to the Pride. Another shot saved by Zagat. And Josh DePego cleaning house in front of the net. Zagat has been tested multiple times on that shift. And he's still trying to do everything he can to keep all those pucks out of the net. 8:22 left to go in the first period. Flyers down 2-0. Face-off won by the Flyers. Ricci will send it around his net to Peter, who lost it. Cheney will send it up to the point. McCraig fan on a shot, comes back to him, and this time he will go high off the glass around the net. Far side is Benke, who had a centering pass. McCraig with a shot, and that one gets blocked out in front by Scotty Ernsting. Collision between Goot and someone out at the red line resulted in that puck getting sent in behind Zagat. You can see the physical contact continuing as we approach the 7-minute mark in this first period. Shot got blocked out in front, retained by Santa Maria. He's got it on the near side, hash marks. Witkowski had his stick lifted right out of his hands, flew way up in the sky. The Pride still have the puck. They're working the cycle in the Flyers zone. We got a penalty. Referee at center ice has his hand in the air, and the Flyers will see their first power play of the game. Looks like Nate Cheney, I thought Cheney was going to the box. It looks like Logan Pickens has taken a penalty, and the Flyers will be on the penalty kill for the next 2 minutes. 7:17 left to go in the first.
And the Flyers already in this game not able to do what they want to do defensively, getting caught out a lot. Usually it's a 2-on-1 situation coming down the ice. They're not able to carry the speed down through center ice, leaving Zagat more or less alone. We'll see what they can do with a man down now.
We've been playing already a lot in the Flyers zone. I can't imagine it's going to get much better for them when they're a man down. Pride worked the puck on the power play. Another shot and a couple stuff attempts was shut down by Zagat. And Morefoot will send it the length of the ice. Minute 35 left to go on Logan Pickens' penalty. With speed up the right wing side, here comes DeGao. Into the Flyers zone. Near side to McCourt. Walks in, fires, and that one is blocked with the skate of Braden Ricci and does squeak over the blue line. Pride forced to clear. Here comes Kozagen into the Flyers zone. 1 goal already today. Colin Kozagen, near side pass. Couldn't find Cheney for the one-timer. Here's the point. McCourt has a wrist shot on the ice. That was wide of the net. Far side, Kozagen, near side, McCourt. Down low, here's Cheney. Down behind the net now. The Pride still control, 45 seconds left. On their power play, that shot was kicked into the corner with a big right pad save by Zagat. Cheney sends it across to the far side point. McCourt with a one-time drive from the point is easily handled by Zagat, and he will hold on. 5:50 left to go in the first period.
Flyers able to hang on so far with 33 seconds left to go in this penalty. And we'll see what they can do to try and escape without getting another goal fired on them. Zagat doing a lot to keep them in it so far.
Flyers won that faceoff and try and send it all the way down, but it's kept in by Santa Maria on the point. Down low, the Pride will set it up. Verbesky to Santa Maria. Down low now. Here's O'Neill trying to feed Santa Maria again, but he couldn't handle the pass, and that one will trickle all the way back into the Pride end. 10 seconds left on Pickens' penalty. Here comes Verbetsky with speed over the Flyers' blue line. He walks in, drag move, and that one's poked away by Morefoot. Flyers penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Verbetsky's working hard in the offensive zone. Ernsting was at the end of a long shift, and had he turned on the Jets, he might have had a semi-decent opportunity. Pride still in the driver's seat. Will send it all the way up the right wing side. It jumps over the stick of Alex Moon and goes all the way to the Flyers end for an icing call. 4:53 left to go in period one.
And yeah, Scotty Ernsting with that, seemingly wide open pass to Logan Pickens. He was able to turn the Jets on just a little bit more. Like you said, Logan, he might have been able to connect that pass. Would have been a breakaway situation for the Flyers, and that's the kind of thing they're going to need to capitalize on this game. Already getting thrown around a lot. Any opportunity you can get, you should take.
Ernsting won that face-off forward. He likes to do that as much as he can, and that puck is kept in by the Flyers. Ernsting couldn't find it as he was fighting through a stick from the Pride defenseman. Stick battle on the Pride blue line. Here comes Verdino up the right wing side over the Flyers blue line. JT Verdino is pushed into the corner by Braden Ricci, and Sam Zagat will dive on top of that one and hold on. 4:25 left to go in the first period. Flyers down 2-0.
And the Flyers need to be able to, again, connect those passes, find those passes. They seem to be scrambling a lot over the Purdue Northwest blue line. Once they get past that blue line, they don't seem to know what exactly to do.
Face-off kept in by the Pride. Here's Alex Moon down behind the net. He gets it sent back to him. Moon is Morefoot all over him. But Curtin comes in and leaves it for Moon. Centering pass to Verdino is broken up by Fronte out in front of the net. Flyers work to get that puck out. Robertson sends it to Morefoot, who was not prepared for it. Standing right in the slot. Almost kicked it right into his own net. Another pass across the middle by Robertson, and that puck does not get out. Pride have a point shot that is kicked into the corner by Zagat. Moon sends it over to the far side corner. Walensky finally forces a turnover, but it's kept in by Cedarblom on the point. Fronte has to hustle over to the far side. Fans on it. Here's Sean Curtin. Centering pass. And Matt McGinnis has all the time in the world to pick his spot and beat Zagat. Matt McGinnis has taken his team up by 3 goals here in the first period.
And this is exactly what we're talking about. What I've been talking about is this defense and this team in general needs to find a way to connect these passes. We're talking about there are 2 passes from Robertson over to Morfoot across the middle that, nobody's pressuring, yet the pass isn't able to be completed. These passes need to be found, need to be able to transform them into a play to get down the ice. And right now that's just not happening, giving Purdue Northwest all the time in the world with the puck.
Matt McGinnis, local kid from the Illinois Romeoville area. He's from Orland Park, actually. Went to Sandburg High School, and that's where he played high school hockey. We talked to Christian Rohrer a couple weeks ago on the podcast, and Christian Rohrer, also an alumnus of Sandburg High School. Also Keegan Dickinson, another Sandburg alum on the Pride roster. I think we haven't really talked about, Matt, and it's something I brought up a few times throughout the day today. Everyone who will listen to me I tell this, but
right.
The Pride have quite the roster.
Yes.
Comparatively. They've got 37 people rostered on their roster.
Yes.
Listed on their roster. Obviously, they can't dress that many people, but that's a lot of people to have rostered on a single roster. So the Flyers, not nearly as many.
Right.
But they have quite their pick of the litter for who they want to dress in each one of these games. You could almost have 2 separate lineups. If you're dressing 20 skaters a game, you have 37 skaters. You could almost have 2 separate teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
Quite the long bench for the Pride. They have 3 goalies rostered, 3 goalies dressed for this game today. As it's written, the way it is in the rule book, you could dress as many goalies as you want. You could come out here with 17 goalies and 5 skaters.
I'd love
Not
to
that you
see
would
that.
ever do that, but you could. That'd be the day.
Oh, yeah. Should be like a end of the season tournament, all goalies.
There you go. I would love to see that.
Labno, Roars again. All forwards.
Or just have everyone dress up with the pads on.
Oh, boy.
I would pay to see that, I think. That would be entertaining.
Yeah, we're the one broadcasting the game, too. I'd pay for that.
I think we should also dress as goalies. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Goalie is hard, though. If you haven't listened to the episode of the podcast with Christian Rohrer, we talk about it a little bit, but we could sit here and laugh all day. But goalie is not an easy position to play. The hardest on the ice by far. Sam Zagat doing a great job for the Flyers today.
Yeah.
But my one goalie experience, we lost 11-2, and I said, never again will I do that. Stick to forward.
Right.
Eventually, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start refereeing. I don't think this is for me.
You're pretty darn good at it, I hear.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But, minute 7 left to go here in the first period. Flyers down 3-0. Then pretty back and forth in the latter half of period number 1. Jacob Benke in to take this face-off against Josh McDonald. Looks like to our right-hand side, Cade Nolmer has his helmet off. Is walking around outside the bench. Not sure if Ulmer got injured somehow or if what happened to Cade Nolmer. Looks like he's talking to the trainer and has a bag of ice on his hand now. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as this game moves along. 57.4 seconds left in the first. As the Pride win this face-off. Verbetsky has it on his backhand in the Flyers zone. Sends it to Snyder on the point, who has a drive that gets blocked out in front, retained by Ott. Here's Snyder, has another drive, and that one's wide of the net. Sestero has it, sends it down low to O'Neill. Far side hash marks, a centering pass hit the skate of Dan Johnson. Ott retains. 30 seconds left to go. Snyder has a slapper that is blocked out by Dan Johnson, who was falling down in the process, but did manage to block that pass. Here comes Snyder back into the zone. Drag move shot. And Zagat handled it, not cleanly, but he handled it and will hold on. 15.5 seconds left to go in period 1.
And with 15.5 seconds left to go in period 1, you got to start thinking, okay, how are we going to come back into period number 2 differently than we came out into this period? And I think a huge thing they can focus on is, Lewis can focus on is their own physicality in cleaning up those passes, spending more time in the offensive zone.
Logan Stumpf gets sent ahead, and he falls down off Sam Snyder's back check. Snyder did an excellent job to shut down that rush by Logan Stumpf. It will get sent up high off the glass, out of the zone, but we do hear the horn, and that concludes period number 1. Flyers struggling here early, down by 3 after 20 minutes of hockey. Matt McGinnis had one for the Pride. Flynn O'Neill had one, and Colin Kozagen had one as well. That's your scoring recap for period number 1. We'll be back in about 13 minutes for period number 2 of Flyers hockey. You're watching the aforementioned Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network. Just getting ready to get underway here at Camden. We've got Mike Fisher in white to my left in net for the Lewis Flyers, and Kyle Fritz to my right in net for the Purdue Northwest Pride. Dan Johnson turns the puck over. Here's Benke into the zone all alone. Benke shot, big left pad save by Fisher. Fisher made a second stop, and we have a quick whistle. Mike Fisher showing his colors early. Fisher's doing a good job. He stopped everything he's seen so far. Looking for some help on the other side of the ice now. Pusatero, we've got a penalty coming up now. We'll see the Flyers' first power play. Both referees with their hands in the air on that one. The one who has assessed that penalty, so we'll see the Flyers' first power play of the evening. Here's Ernsting's shot, pass, another shot, and they couldn't put it home. That's Dan Johnson, who was standing right at the top of the blue paint, had a wide open net to look at, and he couldn't hit it. These Flyers will have another shot at it now as Ernsting wheels through the neutral zone. Fake shot, Ernsting still got it down low, backhand shot, and a big pad save there by Kyle Fritz. Pride coming back the other way, 2-on-1. Kozagen's shot, and a save by Fisher. Logan Pickens right there to keep Fisher's kitchen clean. As the Pride are into the zone, falling down, Kane Peters, centering pass. And we have blocked pass there by Dan Johnson, stung him. I don't know if it hit him above the shin pad. Another shot, big block by Dan Johnson. Centering pass, another save by Fisher maybe. Dan Johnson having an excellent shift. Brian Goot. Johnson will come off for a line change to an ovation from his team as Arkilla gets the puck back in front of the Flyers bench. Here he comes. Arkilla is checked by Casaretta, and that allows the Pride to get it back and begin their breakout. Here they come into the Flyers' end. They're in far side. Backhand shot saved by Fisher. Another shot, big right pad saved by Fisher. I don't even think he knew where that one was. He's still making the save. Puck kept in on the point. Dan Johnson had an excellent block shot earlier. Is back out there. Obviously didn't hurt him too much. As the Pride force a turnover, they've got it. Benke, he's got it behind the goal line. Forces his way to the front, and the door is shut by Fisher. As a pile-up ensues, Fisher's able to keep that one out of the net. As Ernsting will force that turnover. Scotty Ernsting, he's into the zone. Fake shot, another shot. He goes upstairs right there on Kyle Fritz, and Scotty Ernsting has opened the scoring for the Lewis Flyers. Scotty Ernsting, again, one of the members of the Lewis Flyers who can create time and space for himself, does so right there. Wilminski sends it up the point to Brian Goot. Over to the middle, and Ricci couldn't keep that one in. Goot is pressured, and here comes Benke into the zone. And he's going right back in the box. Verbetsky's going right back in. He is assessed a penalty for interference. He played the puck with both feet inside the penalty box, Jill. You can't do that. Because of that, the Flyers will be going right back on the power play. You don't see that too often. Again, referee Brad Bomrock with that call. You got to have both feet fully out of the penalty box on the ice before you can legally play that puck, so the Flyers will have 2 more minutes of power play time. As they set up, Ernsting up to Ricci on the point. Shot is blocked. Ernsting with the rebound. He scores! Scotty Ernsting on the power play gets goal number 2. Rebound deflected right to him, standing in the far side faceoff dot. Kyle Fritz was going for a swim, and Ernsting no problem at all with that one. Will take his team back ahead by 1 goal. As Alagna goes for a big body check there. Goot has a puck. He's in the far side corner. Brian Goot centering pass to Reedy. He tried a shot, and Kyle Fritz came out on top. And Kane Nolmer's got the puck. Tries to hit Reedy going back the other way. Doesn't. And the Pride enter the zone with speed. Kozagin's in. Shot saved by Mike Fisher. Kozagin up to the point. Here's another shot. Another save by Mike Fisher. Brick wall and net for Lewis Flyers today. What a play for the Lewis Flyers goaltender right there. Battling through a whole bunch of traffic, standing in the slot area. And he gets a tap on the pad from Dan Johnson right there. McNeil fans on a shot. Here comes Ernsting with speed. Fancy toe drag. He's into the zone. Scotty Ernsting, 2 goals on the day. Tries a shot. And that one's saved by Kyle Fritz. Nobody knows where the puck is. Robertson tries to send it up. Pride can't get a shot off, and that puck just jumped over the stick of McGinnis. Here comes Arkilla. He's in all alone. Arkilla scores a goal right past the glove of Kyle Fritz. And the Flyers are back up by 1. Arkilla using his wheels right there to blow by McGinnis and take his team back up by 1 goal. As Wolninski tries to get something going. He's into the zone, blows by the defenseman, trying to split the wickets. And he couldn't do it. Back the other way come the Pride. He's going to turn on the Jets, and here he comes into the Flyers zone. Benke, toe drag. Forced outside by Alagna. Excellent defensive play there. The Pride try a shot from the point, couldn't get anything on it. We got a shot block. Here comes Pusatera back the other way. Jack Pusatera shot from the top of the circles. His blocker aside. Another shot hit the crossbar with that one. And the Flyers on the penalty kill have a A+ scoring opportunity right there. Over to Ernsting, who couldn't handle that hot pass. 5 seconds left. Logan Pickens. And the Flyers will be taking this one to overtime. Bonus hockey coming up here at Canlan. Pressured by Goot, they force a turnover. Here comes Jack Selman into the zone. Teammates making a line change. Selman tries to power move to the middle. Selman's still got it. He can't hit the wide open net. Jack Selman just had an A+ scoring opportunity right there. Selman gets it back. Gets tangled in the skates, the referee. He's pinned up against the board, Selman is. And 3:35 left to go in period number 4, the overtime period. And we have a shot from the point. Ben Alagna kind of arced that one just past everyone, and we have no goal being called. High stick was called by the low referee. High referee wants nothing to do with what head coach of the Flyers, Mark Marfise, has to say. Flyers thought this game was over. Ernsting and Alagna back out there for the Flyers. Mathurin, he's into the zone. Ernsting strips it. Scotty Ernsting, he's in all alone on a breakaway looking for the hat trick. Ernsting shot, and a big save by Kyle Fritz. shut the door on that one. 1:40 left to go in this overtime period. Ernsting's in. He's got Logan Pickens with him. Ernsting saucer pass to Pickens. Game, set, match. Lewis Flyers get their first win of the season at Canlan off a beautiful play by Scotty Ernsting and Logan Pickens. What a finish. Scoring recap for the Lewis Flyers. Logan Pickens had the winner. Alex Arkilla had one, and Scotty Ernsting had two. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for my dad for being here operating the camera. My name is Logan Kapp. You've been watching Lewis Hockey on the Lewis University Television Network. Have a good night.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
All right, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. Logan Kapp here for period number 2. I'll be flying solo for this period, but you saw right there, ice technicians here at Canlan were making a little bit of an ice repair in that intermission. Not sure what was going on to the crease, with the crease down to our left-hand side, but it looks like there was some sort of damage up on the top. I'm not sure if there was a hole, or it appeared that there was. They brought the water bucket out, and it looked like they were filling up whatever damage Sam Zagat made over to our left-hand side in that crease, but it looks like they got it all sorted out, so we'll be get going here in just a couple minutes. Flyers' first period, not very successful. Score after one. Purdue Northwest Pride are up by 3. And the Flyers have not found the back of the net in this hockey game. Goals for The Purdue Northwest Pride, Matt McGinnis had one, Flynn O'Neill had one, and Colin Kozagin had one as well. We talked a little bit about Matt McGinnis being from the area, went to Sandburg High School. That's where he played hockey. He's a sophomore this year. Flynn O'Neill from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Another Canadian on the Pride roster. The 6'1" forward was from Calgary, Alberta, then went down to Florida to play junior hockey for the Florida Eels, the USPHL team down in Florida. So you get the very cold winters of Alberta down to the hot, hot summers of Florida. Quite the change for the Pride forward. But we see a lot of that. We see a couple different members of the Pride going down to play for the Florida Eels. J.J. Diaz, another Pride member who is not dressing for this game, but he is listed on their roster as we're going here in period number 2. Turnover in the Flyers zone is sent up and over the net and is chopped out by Scotty Ernsting. Near side, here's Flynn O'Neill. We were just talking about him. Centering pass. Can't find McGinnis. Comes back to O'Neill. He left it for Verbetsky, who's in behind. O'Neill tries to go off the back of the net to Verbetsky, who's pushed off the puck by Morefoot. Sent up the near side boards to Stump. Kept in by O'Neill. Sent across to McCraig. Ernsting trying to find it. He did end up with that puck, but couldn't quite get in behind. Here's Scotty Ernsting. In the zone, he has a shot on the ice that's wide of the net. Sent up to Verdino. Found by Logan Stump. He's on his backhand. Stump pulls to the forehand, goes off the left post, and does not hit the 4x6 opening. It doesn't even count as a shot on goal. Best opportunity of the game for the Lewis Flyers. Logan Stump. Backhand opportunity from the right wing side of the slot. 18:44 left to go in the second period. Flyers still down 3-0. McGinnis will take it, send it behind the net. Up come the Pride. Alex Moon will pull it to his forehand and walk it in the zone. Centering pass is shot wide of the net by Sestero. Kept in by McCourt. Alex Moon is working hard in the offensive zone. It does get sent out to Sam Zagat, and he will hold on to it. 18-19 left to go in the second period. Face off to Zagat's left wing side. Alex Moon and Alex Fronte. Alex and Alex for this face-off to Zagat's left wing side. Won by Fronte, but Curtin swoops in and picks up the puck. Far side corner, here's McCourt on the point. He walks in, fires, and that one's saved by Zagat. Rebound to Curtin. Has it poked out of the zone by Josh McDonald. Back racing for it is Toland with Pickens, who ends up with that puck. Centering pass. He finds DePego on the point. He winds up and fires, but that one's blocked. Here comes JT Verdino back in the Flyers zone. He will hold up. Looks for a couple options. Will spin away from a hit from Pickens, but Morefoot does force that turnover. Up comes Wilninski through the neutral zone. In over the Pride blue line. Here's Jake Wilninski. Centering pass. Can't find Selman coming off the bench. And Jack Selman couldn't force that turnover. Back is Flynn O'Neill. Centering pass to McCourt is blocked. To Santa Maria on the near side. Centering pass is poked away by Dan Johnson. McCourt will keep the pressure applied, send it back in behind the Flyers net. Where Zagat comes out to play it. They turn it over. Santa Maria down low. Here's Jacob Benke. Backed up to the point. Snyder will have a drive. That's blockered aside by Zagat. Selman goes off the boards to Dan Johnson. Sends it up to Ernsting, who pulls it. Here comes Scotty Ernsting. The Magic Man tries to pull and fire, but has it stripped. Dan Johnson on the forecheck, works to turn it over. Benke comes in and picks it up. Robertson makes the play while falling down up to Dan Johnson, who was trying to come off for a line change. Scotty Ernsting has the puck, tried a centering pass, and that one got blocked. Kept in, here's Ernsting. Leaves it for Stumpf's shot, and it goes in and out of the glove of John Hughes. Up through the neutral zone is Snyder, who will wire one on net. That is forced to be punched into the far side corner by Zagat. Santa Maria down in behind the net. Leaves it for McGinnis, who sent it around. Found by Stump, and he will reverse it back the other way. Robertson can't clear it out. And that shot does go off Robertson's stick and high over the net into the near side corner. And it gets set all the way down by Josh DePego, and that will be an icing call. 15:39 left to go in period 2. Flyers still down 3-0. Had a couple early opportunities in period 1. Assistant coach Dylan Parshall must have had some words of encouragement in that intermission for the Flyers to come out with a little bit of gusto. Here's Verdino on the far side, will send it down low. Centering pass, puck sat in the slot. McCourt comes in and tries to fire, but it gets blocked out in front. Pride force a turnover. Another shot is saved by Zagat. That was Colin Kozagen who forced that turnover. And he will hold on. 15:22 left to go in the second period. Zagat working hard in that for the Flyers. Last year, Zagat was looking for his first win. Finally got it this season here at Camlin. First official win in the Flyers uniform for Sam Zagat. I know he was real happy about that. In conversation with him over the summer, that was something he was really looking for, as he has to poke that one away, and it's sent up by Logan Pickens. Cedarblom will send it up. Far side centering pass is deflected wide. Kept in by McCourt. He's in down behind the net. Looking for someone out in front. And Pride can't get anything going. Send it right to Ricci, who turns it over. Witkowski will bring it into the zone. Comes back to him, Blake Witkowski. McCourt on the top of the circle will have a drive that is punched wide. Jacob Tolan keeps that one in. We'll send it back down low, right to Tyler Morefoot, who tries to loft it out to no avail, as that one's deflected back into the Flyers zone. And that clearing attempt by Braden Ricci deflects up into the bench. So we're going to see a face-up now outside the Flyers blue line. 14:05 left to go in the second period now. In that first intermission, you saw highlights from the last time the Pride were here at Camlin. That was last year. The Flyers did end up winning that game. That was the second game in their series. The first one was played over at the Cube in Indiana. And both the games this year for between the Pride and the Flyers will be held here at Camlin Sports in Romeoville. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock live on the Lewis University Television Network for Game 2 of this series. So be sure to tune in to that one as well. Up the right wing side comes Ott. He leaves it head into the zone. That was Tyson McCraig who was in all alone. Battle ensues in the far side corner. Flyers can't get it out. O'Neal has it now. Sends it down low to Ott. Has it poked away by Caden Peter. Gets sent up to Johnson, who's in a race with McCourt, but could not win it. And the Flyers have iced the puck. 13-11 left to go in the second. Still playing a lot of hockey in the Flyers' end of the ice. Have not had too much offensive prowess, the Flyers haven't, here in this second period. Had a couple chances early in the first 5 minutes, but haven't really seen anything as of late. JT Verdino sends it back down low to Curtin, who falls down but pops right back up. He still has the puck. Here's Curtin in the Flyers' end, sends it up to the point. A shot! Will go ahead and beat Zagat. Cederblom will extend the Pride lead to 4 goals here in period number 2. Zagat had a lot of traffic out in front of the net. Not sure he even saw that point shot. I don't know if it got deflected. I don't think it did. But again, he's looking through a lot of sticks and a lot of skates to try and see that bouncing puck. And I think it squeaked right through the 5-hole. Another point shot is blocked out in front of the net this time. Point shot again is saved by Zagat. Rebound is sitting there. Puck is loose. Away comes Verdino. Zagat was swimming. Sestero has it. Shot on from the point. Is sent all the way out by Jack Selman. And finally the Flyers are able to have a line change. Verdino forced the turnover. He's into the Flyer zone. He's got Moon with him. Verdino has a shot, and that one's wide of the net. Moon will push that one down low to DePego in the Flyers' end. And Ernsting has to swoop in and get it. Moon will strip it from him. He's got it near side corner in the Flyers' zone. Alex Moon is pushed up against the boards by Ricci. And Santa Maria will come in and scoop it out to Ernsting. Scotty Ernsting up the left wing side, battles through about 15 sticks, still has the puck somehow. Ernsting with a shot is blocked out in front. Selman forced a rebound, centering pass, finds its way over to Morfoot on the point. He sends it back down low. Jack Selman trying to centering pass to Ernsting, but he fanned on it, and it will trickle all the way back into the Flyers zone. Morfoot goes high off the glass and is kept in on the far side point by Santa Maria. Sent back down low. Benke has a centering pass. And the Pride continue the cycle in their offensive zone. Santa Maria comes away with a puck. Will lose his handle, but the Flyers can't get it out. Cheney has a shot. Blocker to side by Zagat. A follow-up attempt hit the side of the goal frame. Santa Maria pressed up against the boards by Brian Goot. Wilninski's there. Santa Maria comes away with a puck. Far side corner. Falls down. No penalty on the play, so we play on. Santa Maria, Morfoot down behind the Flyers net. Puck squirts out to Benke. Turns and fires, and that goes off a skate out in front. Rebound is sent wide of the net. Pride are in the driver's seat here as we cross over to the halfway point in this hockey game. Puck will bobble back into the Flyers zone. Here's Brian Goot. Has it stripped. Back into the zone is Kozagin. Can't keep it in. And so the Pride are forced to touch up. DePego tries to send it up the right wing side to no avail. Back into the zone is Purdue Northwest. Colin Kozagin, one of the goal scorers, has it stripped. Here comes Fronte. He is really giving the business there by DeGao. And the puck will make his way back into the Pride end. Here comes DeGao up the left wing side. Is closed off by DePego. Ricci has it in behind the Flyers net. Here comes Logan Pickens. He tried a cross-ice pass that is picked off by Blake Witkowski. And back in the Flyers zone it goes. Witkowski forced a turnover. He has a drive. Puck trickled behind Zagat and did not go. Ernsting forced a turnover. He's into the Pride end. Shot by Ernsting is high and wide of the net. Up comes Blake Witkowski over the Flyers' blue line. Witkowski trying a centering pass, but it was blocked by Caden Peter. And the Pride, in the midst of a line change, couldn't keep that puck in. Ritchie sticks it away from a forechecking Verbetsky, but it does get sent back into the Flyers zone. 8:10 left to go in the second period. Snyder sends it back down behind the net, continued by Ricci. Pride will try a centering pass. Ott couldn't glove it down. It's kept in by O'Neill on the point. He walks, sends it down low to Verdino. He will turn, send it down behind the net. Centering pass to Ott is shut down by Zagat. Ott sends it back down low. A centering pass by O'Neill. O'Neill's taken down by Caden Peter. And the Flyers will be going back on the penalty kill. 7:27 left to go in the second period. Pace of play really slowing down here at Camlin. Caden Peter just got a stick tangled up with the Pride forward in the near side corner in the Flyers' end. 5'8" sophomore, I don't think really trying to trip him up, but either way, the Pride will go back on the power play. Alex Moon has the puck. Flips it up to the point. Konzagen comes back to him. He has a shot on the ice that gets deflected out in front, and Moon was there to clean up the trash, but there was no rebound given by Sam Zagat, and so we're going to see another face-off in the Flyers' end. 7:01 left to go in period 2. It's important for the Flyers to not get too frustrated. I know Matt and I talked about it in the first period. Discipline hockey in some of these lopsided games is key. What can happen is you let your emotions get the best of you. You'll be sitting a lot in the penalty box, and that doesn't really do any good for anyone. Flyers want to keep their head in check, do what they can. Do some damage control here in the second period. As the Purdue Northwest Pride are in total control. Dan Johnson will send that one the length of the ice. 1:05 left on Caden Peters' tripping penalty. Up the left wing side comes Blake Witkowski into the zone. Here's O'Neill on the near side, and that was a pad save by Zagat. Sent all the way out by Sam Werner, who will come off for a line change. Deflected up into the zone is Witkowski. Centering pass finds Benke. Another shot, backhand attempt there by Flynn O'Neill. Was, I believe, saved by a diving Zagat. And the first 10-bell save of the hockey game for the Flyers netminder. 6:07 left to go in the second frame. 40 seconds left on the Pride power play. Jacob Benke in to take this draw. And he will win it to Santa Maria on the point. Sent down low to O'Neal. He still has it. Flynn O'Neal to Santa Maria on the point. Back to O'Neal. Pride tried to go across the box, shut down by Jack Selman, who turns it over. Selman fights for it back, though, and he's got 3 Pride players right on him in the far side corner. Here's Johnson, will send it all the way out. And that will pretty much do it. 5 seconds left on the Pride power play. Flyers able to fend off that power play attempt for the Purdue Northwest Pride. As that pass hopped over the stick of Benke. And so the icing is negated. And we keep on going. Verdino leaves it for Alex Moon, but Ricci won the race. Here comes Scotty Ernsting. He picks up the puck behind Pride defense. Ernsting is wrapped up. And he did end up getting a shot off. But I don't think he got everything he wanted to on that opportunity. Whoever that was back-checking for the Purdue Northwest Pride did a good job to wrap him up and not take a penalty. As Ernsting trying to win that one forward again. We saw him try that earlier. Unsuccessful again is the Flyers center. Alex Moon will send it up to Curtin, who leaves it for Moon into the Flyers zone. Alex Moon on the right wing side still has the puck behind the net. Moon sends it up to the point. Kozagin down low to Moon, who didn't want to touch it because Ernsting was right there. Scotty Ernsting will waft that one out. Brian Goot the pick was set there by McCraig, so Goot couldn't get to that puck. Logan Stump turns it over. Backhand shot by Moon was high and wide of the net. Verdino down low to Alex Moon. Centering pass finds Verdino, pulls it to his forehand. He shoots, and he will go 5-hole on Sam Zagat. JT Verdino, off the assist from Alex Moon, will extend the Pride lead to 5 goals with 3:55 left to go in the second period. Very pretty passing play there by the Purdue Northwest Pride. Left JT Verdino all alone in front of Sam Zagat. Not a lot he can do about that opportunity. Pride have it now. Here's McCourt on the point. Walks the middle. He has a shot that gets deflected out in front. And Witkowski was there ready for the rebound. But Zagat didn't give many. 3:37 left to go in the second frame. Flyers down now 5-0. As we talked about earlier, it's a very different looking Purdue Northwest Pride hockey team than we saw last year. You saw that in the intermission, the highlights from last year's game when the Flyers won here at Camlin. A lot more guys on the roster. A lot more guys coming out of juniors. EHL, USPHL, USPHL Premier, NA3, high school. Got a couple guys from a couple that have transferred in. Rico Struckhoff not playing today. Freshman on the team, came from Christian Brothers College. Christian Brothers, of course, running Lewis University as well. And that point shot is punched out by Zagat. Rebound to the Pride. Wilninski couldn't get it out. Back to Ricci. He will send it around his own net. Selman has his stick lifted. And Robertson can't get it out. Pressed up against the boards. Robertson kicks it down low. Pride come away with it. Up to the point. Here's Tolan. He walks the middle and shoots, and that one got blocked out in the slot. Duncan McCourt will send it down low. And the Pride still have it. Kozagen will send it around. Far side. Colin Kozagen sends it down low. Here's DeGao. Centering pass. Tolan has a drive. That is blocked. DeGao still has it near side corner. Centering pass. And we got a penalty called on Jack Selman. He just laid out Jordan DeGao in the slot. Puck never got to him. Unfortunately for the Flyers, they will be heading back to the penalty kill. .202 left to go in the second period. Another challenge for the Lewis Flyers to kill this one off and stop the bleeding. Santa Maria on the point. Far side, here's Snyder. To Santa Maria, one-timer is patted aside by Zagat. Rebound to the Pride. Benke sent it down low. Comes up to Santa Maria on the point. He walks to the middle. He has a shot on the ice, and Zagat saved it. Didn't even see it. And O'Neill sent it around to Benke on the far side. Centering pass, couldn't find Santa Maria. And the Flyers will make a couple line changes. Up the left wing side, here comes Jacob Benke into the zone. Around behind to the point. Here's Verbetsky. He has it poked away by McDonald. And McDonald is able to get that one over the blue line, forcing the Pride to clear. With speed is Verbetsky into the Flyers zone. He has a shot that goes right into the logo of Sam Zagat, and he holds on. Minute 1 left in the second. 59 seconds left on the Pride power play. Face off to Zagat's left wing side. Won by the Pride. Here's McCourt on the point. They will set up umbrella-style power play. Down low, far side corner. DeGao. McCourt on the point. To DeGao, far side hash mark. Walks in, fires, and that one's blockered down by Zagat. Rebound to the Pride. Cheney turns and fires, and he beats Zagat clean. Nate Cheney went low blocker short side to extend his team's lead to 6 goals with 35 seconds left to go in the second period. Flyers just need to get out of this period with their heads held high. They still got another period to play after this one. Here comes JT Verdino into the zone. An excellent defensive stick by Morefoot shut down that opportunity. 25 seconds left to go. Ernsting leaves it for Morefoot. And here comes Stumpf. Can't get it out. Pushed out by Ernsting. Sent back in. Here's Alex Moon. Centering pass. Verdino has a shot fought off by Zagat. Rebound to the Pride. Ernsting is pushed off the puck here. Sesteros shot blocked out in front by the Flyers captain, Brian Goot. And that will conclude the second period. Purdue Northwest Pride in complete control here at Canlan. Lead by 6 goals. Flyers really haven't tested John Hughes down on the other side very much. They still got 20 minutes of hockey left. And then we'll have game number 2 tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier. We'll be back in about 13 minutes with some more hockey. You're watching Lewis University Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
And this week we continue our senior series, as we have been the past couple of weeks, with another Flyers senior, Josh McDonald. Josh, how we doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Excited to be back for another episode. Excited to finally have you on.
It's good to be here.
I feel like this has been a long time coming. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way,
Been
but
just waiting for my turn.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, he's busy on Wednesday nights, and
Yeah, this is actually the only week where I don't have a Wednesday night class, so it kind of worked out perfectly.
It was meant to be.
It was.
we actually swapped so we could get him in.
Oh, there we go. Excellent.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you could join us, and we look forward to hearing a little bit about your kind of hockey journey. As you know, we've been going throughout this process. We've kind of gotten to hear how people ended up playing hockey at Lewis, and we'd love to hear kind of your hockey journey and what led you to Lewis. So I guess wherever you feel your hockey journey we could start there.
So, yeah, I would say it started about when I was, I think 6 or 7 was when the Blackhawks came back on TV. And my dad was always a big fan of them, so that was kind of when he introduced me and my brother to it, because he's been a big hockey fan his whole life. And my brother decided that he wanted to start learning to skate and play hockey and stuff, and I wanted to be like him, so I followed him right into it. So I was about 7 when I learned to skate.
Did you learn to skate? Where did you learn to skate at?
In Joliet.
Yeah.
At the Jaguars, yeah.
That's where I learned to skate too.
Yep.
I was like 4, I think, and I'd taken those learn to skate classes.
Beat me to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so I took learn to skate there, and I started in ADM or whatever it was, and then I ended up playing for the Jaguars my entire youth career, and then
which I feel like is rare that you spend one time or one your whole career with one team. I don't know, Jim. I feel like everyone we've talked about has bounced around a lot, and I feel like that's kind of the norm.
Yeah.
I got to say that it's solid parenting.
You think so?
Solid parenting.
Solid parenting. I'm gonna give that that check mark to your parents.
I'm a fan of it
because don't jump around if you don't like the coach. Just take it year by year. Just stick with it. Just have a little grit.
A lot of it is the people too.
Right.
For sure.
Like I was with my group of O2s for probably 6 or 7 years at the Jaguars. So there were a few guys that left here and there, but generally the same core group stayed together. So it made it a lot of fun.
Well, I've met his parents. It's his parenting.
I'm sure they'll be glad to hear that.
He hasn't said that to anybody else yet.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I got to go down the list now.
Yeah. It's all the parents. All the parents are doing a great job.
Every parent is awesome. How's
there you
that?
go. Okay. There you go.
Everyone has their own journey.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
So you played there for 6 or 7 years, and then that led you into high school, or you didn't even play in high school then? You just came.
I just stayed at the Jaguars during high school.
Wow.
And then this guy. Yeah. So my freshman year of college, I actually did at UIUC in Champaign.
Okay.
But that was COVID year, so my whole schedule was online. So I ended up just living at home, and I had an extra year of eligibility for youth hockey, so I was able to stick with the Jaguars then too.
Okay.
So I was.
Wait a second. Back up. So you were in college and you were playing youth hockey.
Yes, I was playing for the Jaguars
when you were in college.
Yeah, U18.
That was because that was U18,
and he was the
that
best player.
That happens more often than you realize.
Really?
Absolutely. There are a lot of guys that are in U18 that do that.
Oh. I didn't even know that you could do that. But did you go to UIUC to play hockey or no? Was that
that was just school? That was the main focus. I was gonna play hockey, and I had talked to the coach, and I was I was in the group chats for the team and everything, and I just ended up staying home because what's the point in going to live on campus if I can't even go into class?
Yeah,
you're gonna go play at the square rink.
Right.
The square ring.
I did not like that ring. So it worked out.
So that COVID year, I know at UIUC it's mandatory for freshmen to stay on campus. They didn't mandate that at all?
No, not for COVID, no. So I got to get away with it, save a lot of money. So that was nice.
Yeah. So that was your whole freshman year, and that was 2020 then? Or was that 21?
It was 2020 into 21.
Okay.
So yeah.
And so then you transferred out of there, and were you, I mean, did you know about, obviously you knew about Lewis, right? If you're from the area.
I did, yeah. My brother went to Lewis. He graduated the year before I transferred, actually. And,
okay.
His first year at Lewis, he played for the hockey team.
Really?
But the second year, that was when they combined and they lost the D3 team.
Yeah.
So it just became D2, so that was when he stopped playing.
How long ago was that? Was that, I don't know.
It was probably 7 or 8 years ago now. I
Okay.
want to say. I think I was a freshman in high school when that happened.
Yeah, because
Or
I remember being at Canlin and having both games go on at the same time. The D2 would play in the middle rink, and the D3 team would play in the rink 1 over on the left.
Rink 1.
And you could like bounce back and forth and watch both at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, that's something I don't think I knew, that we had a D3 team.
We did.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was back in the day.
Yeah,
Man.
a long time ago.
Yeah, but I don't even think that was the first team at Lewis, but now we're getting very off track.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not, I don't know the whole history.
Well, that goes all the way back to 72, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was
because I saw
It was in the early 70s when it was a school sport.
When I saw some black and white photos at some rink that I didn't even recognize. I don't know if that was the old Joliet rink before it burned, because the first Joliet rink burned down, right? If
Yes, it did.
Remember correctly? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
And then, that was a long time ago. But anyway, so then you're going to UIUC, and then you decide you want to transfer to Lewis.
Yes.
At what point do you reach out to the hockey team? How do you get kind of, I mean, obviously your brother played there, but
yeah,
how do you get kind of hooked up with that?
So my brother played there, and we kind of knew of the coach at the time because he coached at the Jaguars for a little while. And so my dad initially reached out to him just to, get a feel for like what the team was and how many guys and all that kind of stuff. And then once I decided that I was going to be transferring was when I kind of reached out myself, just to, say, hey, like what's going on. So I didn't end up actually making it out to any of like the recruit skates. I just kind of showed up at the time it was Hell Week, and was just like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm one of the new guys. Yeah.
Okay. And then, you just kind of jump right in. And how was that first season? Because that was like your first time not playing in the Jaguars organization.
Yeah, it took some getting used to. Unfortunately, that season 2, I think like the 5th game, I ended up getting a concussion. I got hit from behind. So I missed 2 or 3 months of that season.
Oh, jeez. You get injured a lot. What's up with
I do.
that?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
we talked about that earlier.
Yep. Yeah, my buddies all tease me for it. So.
Okay. So you don't even play barely at all then that first season.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, yeah, when I was, able to be there. So obviously it's not fun going through an injury, but I started out on kind of a high note. I felt like I was getting some good minutes. And then, the injury happened and I came back and it was just kind of getting me back into it. So, the minutes weren't exactly where I wanted to be, but, it's still a good group of guys. And I was able to build a relationship. We had a pretty big freshman class that year too. So, I was a sophomore, but I'm kind of grouped in with all them. So that's all the seniors that we have now. So
yeah.
Yeah. So then are you 5th yearing? Then,
I am
right?
a 5th year. Yeah.
And so then did you get an extra year of eligibility from COVID, or, how does that work then?
Technically, yeah, all COVID, people got extra eligibility, but I think you do get 5 years as a base, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you also didn't play your freshman year.
I also didn't play my freshman year, yeah. So this is my 4th year of college hockey.
Year. Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that. Makes sense.
Today is a career day event that I've been fortunate enough at putting on for several years, and through that time we've grown exponentially in regard to the number of agencies who have come here to provide students with information about job opportunities, internship opportunities. When they come in, they'll sit down right away first and choose a table that they want to sit at. Every 10 minutes, we have somebody ringing a bell and announcing the change tables. They go from table to table to meet with everybody, so they get an opportunity to have a conversation with everybody.
As a Lewis student, seeing all the different agencies, it's a little bit intimidating, but now from the other side, it's very rewarding. I feel it is a privilege speaking to students, especially here.
As a student, I only went to one, but I wish I went to more. I think it would have been service to me to have been able to see all the different agencies and the opportunities that are offered. When I left Lewis, I really only had my eyes set on being a police officer. It wasn't until I was a police officer that I learned about special agent positions. Had I gone to more of these career fairs, I would have seen all of these opportunities that there are.
All right, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. Logan Kemp, once again joined by Matt Carlson up here in the broadcast booth. Matt, after 2 periods, the Purdue Northwest Pride lead by a score of 6-0. They have been in total control of the game thus far. What have your thoughts been through 2 periods?
Well, you know, a lot has changed since I went down onto the bench for the second period, and, you know, we're on the bench so far, you know, not happy with how this game has been going, obviously. You know, 6-0 is not the score, you know, that you want. There's a lot of, you know, slow speed going on right now with this team. They seem worn out. It's been consistent. The second period for this Lewis Flyers team has not always been the best. They were able to get away with a solid penalty kill, but they were still conceding goals elsewhere. There seems to be some kind of franticness about the team in this period, and that's something they're going to have to get under control if they can try and stop the bleeding here, Logan.
And they've got 20 minutes of hockey left today. Focus on the positives. Try and shut down as many opportunities as they can for the Purdue Northwest Pride. Keep them to the outside, not let them have any high-quality scoring chances. In the most ideal situation, you play in the Pride end, 200 feet away from your own goal. At the the Flyers take that one, and Ernsting has a quick shot, and it was bobbled by John Hughes, but he will end up freezing that one. Hughes didn't see a lot of action in the second period. Tested early here in the third by the Magic Man. Flyers win that one again. Another sharp angle shot by Brian Goot is found by Hughes. And the Flyers have a couple drives here early.
Those are the first 2 quality shots I think the Flyers are able to get off this game thus far.
On the bench to our left-hand side, former Flyers captain Matt Morrow. Maybe there to egg on his team. Increase the energy. Here comes Logan Stumpf. Cross ice. Good as a drive, and that one is a big save by Hughes. Flyers again have another opportunity. Here's Logan Stumpf. Fresh off the bench, Alex Fronte buzzes into the zone. And Logan Stumpf will just fire that one on net. And again, forcing Hugh to make a save. Puck's on net. I mean, the Flyers looking better already, just 1 minute in to period number 3 here, Matt.
And they're connecting those passes, too, that we were talking about before. And that's what they need to do and continue to do throughout the rest of this period, again, to try and stop that bleeding, try and score a couple goals back if they can.
Santa Maria will loft that one out to Braden Robertson standing on his own blue line. Flyers had a little bit of miscommunication there. That forces McDonald back behind the net. And that puck is kicked over to Robertson on the far side. He tries to go across to McDonald. It's intercepted by McCourt. The Flyers discombobulated in the neutral zone. And in comes Nate Cheney with a backhand opportunity, but that's shut down by Zagat. 18:25 left to go in the third.
And that's the kind of thing that they're going to need to try and nail down is the puck getting loose within their own possession. There wasn't a whole lot of communication, it seemed, going on. A lot of players getting tangled up in that mess. Zagat luckily able to get a handle on it before that got any worse.
Sestero will send that one in behind the net, where Morefoot will try and force it out. Selman fan on a pass. Sestero will send it across. Here's Josh DePego. Up the left wing side is sent all the way in behind the net by Dan Johnson, who was in the process of taking a body check by Nate Cheney. Sestero to Santa Maria, who will pass it to himself around Dan Johnson. In come the Pride. Slap shot. Blocker to side by Zagat. That was Benke who had that drive. Up off the glass, DePego hops over the stick of the Pride defenseman. Scooped in by Jack Selman. He battles with Sestero in the near side corner. And gets sent back in to the Flyers end by DeGao, who's in. Centering pass. And no one wanted to shoot it. Snyder will turn it over. Brian Goot can't get it out. Blake Witkowski. Kozagin centering pass. I think it went off to someone's skate. Twos again. He was forced to make a stop. Back behind the net is Nate Kozagin. Colin Kozagin. Setterblom trying to cross-ice pass. Only found Ernsting. And Stumpf has to fight through a hit to push that one into the Pride end. Across the ice, touch pass to Kozagin. He gets it back. Colin Kozagin on his forehand will shoot the puck on the ice. And Zagat was hugging his left post. And Colin Kozagin found the space and scored his second goal of the hockey game.
And that right there, Logan, it's a prime example of letting the Pride get too far in to Lewis's end of the ice without any real kind of pressure. And that's something that we've seen this game through its entirety so far. And once again, another thing they need to tighten up is that shot goes straight to Zagat.
Pride up by a touchdown here with 16:25 left to go in the third period. Puck sent out right to Fronte. Across to Peter, touch pass to Ricci. O'Neal sniff around on the forecheck. Got to be careful. Flyers get it over the blue line. McDonald trying to drag and shoot. Up comes Verbetsky into the Flyers zone. In on his backhand, still has the puck behind the net. Centering pass is blocked by Alex Fronte. Verbetsky continues around the zone. He is down low. Tried a centering pass. O'Neal couldn't hammer it home. Back up to the point. Here's Tolan. Near side O'Neal to Tolan, far side. And the net has come off its moorings. So we will see a face-off in the Flyers' end. 15:38 left to go in the period 3.
And the Pride able to pass around the Flyers here. Not a whole lot of pressure coming from this Lewis University team in this third period. Mirroring the previous 2 periods.
Face-off to Zaget's left wing side. Alex Moon out there to take it. He wins that face-off. Won it so clean it forced McCourt back into the neutral zone. Here's Verbetsky over the Flyers line. Verbetsky skates the middle as a shot. Saved by Zagat. Curtin forced the turnover in the Flyers zone. Verdino up to the point. A point shot is punched away by Zagat. Rebound found by Wilninski. Up the left wing side, Jake Wilninski has it. Drop pass to Pickens, who has a shot. And that one was wide of the net. John Hughes was down to the butterfly to make the save. Here comes Alex Moon up the left wing side in the Flyer zone. He has a shot. It goes right into the glove of Sam Zagat. Words exchanged between Alex Moon and Logan Pickens. Obviously frustrated is Pickens after this game hasn't exactly gone the way he would like it to. .56 left to go in period 3. Mentioned earlier, we saw Caden Ulmer down to our left-hand side off the bench. He still is off to the side of the Flyers bench, no helmet on, and it looks like he had his hand wrapped up and maybe some ice on it. Not sure, Matt, if you heard what happened down there, but
I did not, but there was word that he is going to be staying out, as we can probably see for the remainder of this game.
Sestero has a drive that gets blocked out in front. Back up to the point it goes. Sam Snyder. Sestero to Snyder. Cross ice. One-timer is wide of the net. Rebound careens all the way back into the neutral zone. Sestero has it stripped. Here's Dan Johnson into the Pride end. Leaves it for Werner, who has a shot and is handled by Hughes. Sent around behind, no one on the point, so the puck will skid all the way back into the Flyers zone. Here's Ernsting trying to stick handle around Cheney. Santa Maria has it now in the Flyers' far side corner. He has it stripped, sent around the net to Sestero on the point. Pride continue their attack. Here's Sestero on the near side point. He walks in, fires, and that one's blocked out in front by Braden Ricci. Puck sat in front, and I believe that's Jacob Benke who had a stick on that one. And he has found the back of the net again, taking the Pride up by 8 goals.
And the Flyers letting that puck again, just sit there in front. Nobody seems to want this puck and whatever's going on in terms of coordination, talking. I heard before the game Zagat was going to be roaring out orders, and is in terms of listening. Whatever's going on needs to be corrected.
Zagat will end up freezing that one. One has to wonder at what point does Zagat get pulled. Flyers did dress all 3 goaltenders today, but for the moment, the big man remains in net. Down in the Pride end, Cedarblom won the race, and so now we're going to see a face-off back in the Flyers end. That was icing on that play. 13-12 left to go in the third. Flyers down by 8 goals now. Scoreboard says 7-0. It is in fact 8. Ernsting won that face-off forward. Waitkowski wasn't quite over the blue line when he received that puck, and the linesman was paying attention, so that has been whistled down for offsides. Flyers did have an off week last week, meaning they didn't have any games, and that might have been due to one of the biggest tournaments in the country was in the Chicagoland area last week, Matt. The CCM World Invite, 1,200 youth games played in the Chicagoland area all over the place, including right here on this ice. And the reason I know that is I was out here refereeing last week. So,
wow. How was that?
It was an experience. I had a couple of AAA teams, one from Canada, from Toronto, the Toronto area, one from the Detroit area. And let me tell you, those kids are fast.
Yeah.
Some good hockey being played throughout the weekend last week. Had quite the fair of events going on at Seven Bridges Ice Arena. I still have never made it out there. I really would like to next year. This is a yearly annual tournament that they have here in the Chicagoland area, one of the largest in the country. And I think the reason it comes here is because there's so many ice rinks in this area. I mean, really can kind of take over the hockey world.
That really does sound impressive.
It really is. Some of the top talent from around the world, literally future NHLers playing in that CCM World Invite. So it was a pleasure to get to referee a couple games. Referees working hard last weekend. I mean, I worked with a couple guys who had 7-8 games a day they were officiating.
How many games did you play, or did you officiate?
I didn't have that many, but I was thankful that there was a whole bunch of people who had 7-8 games a day.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's something you don't think about is, yeah, you have 1,200 games. Who's going to officiate them? You know, a lot of these games, top tier, tier 1 AAA games have 3-4 officials.
Right.
So you need 3-4 officials on each game, and I mean, that's a lot of officials, 4,000 different referee spots open. So we have a whistle stopping play for offsides, I believe.
Something about this game. You wonder what the effect is, with head coach Jim Sawyer not here. What kind of effect do you think that's had on the team today?
I mean, we talked to him briefly about it. And, I mean, he's introduced all sorts of systems, and the team knows what to do.
Right.
And, I mean, again, Purdue Northwest Pride field a good team. I mean,
it's a lot of ACHA former, maybe some current ACHA Division I players.
Well, I don't know about that, but a lot of guys coming out of juniors. I mean, you just sit here. We've mentioned it multiple times today already, but
yeah, we were handed this whole sheet too.
Coming out, from all sorts of different junior leagues, coming in with that junior experience. And again, not a lot of the Flyers players, if any, have played junior hockey.
Like we've said, a lot of these Flyers players coming right out of high school, and maybe that's what they played instead of AAA hockey, and that does make a big difference.
Puck gets sent back in to the Flyers end. 10:16 left to go in the third period. Puck sent across, sends Stumpf in. Logan Stumpf in all alone. Stumpf lost his handle, doesn't even get a shot off. That could have been the best opportunity for the Lewis Flyers had Stumpf been able to pull the trigger. And we talked about it last week. Logan Stumpf coming into his own. These past couple of games we've seen him, he was a little bit more timid on the ice in the first couple of games of the season, but confidence really starting to grow.
Yeah. And I was able to talk with him on Wednesday during a filming session, asking him about, how does he like it here at Lewis University in terms of, hockey. He says he really loves it here. He gets the opportunity to do what he wants in school, and he loves to play hockey, and he loves that he can continue to do that. And, I agree. He's definitely starting to come into his own here on the ice and off the ice. All around a great guy.
Dyer, Indiana native, was playing for the Chicago Jets as that rebound went way up into the air but was handled by Zagat. Cheney with a point shot is again saved by the Flyers netminder. Comes back to him. Sesterno down around. Far side corner, still has the puck. Leaves it on the point for Snyder. Walks the middle, fires! And Cheney has scored his second goal of the hockey game. Nate Cheney takes his team up by 9 goals.
And at this point is you asked a question earlier, how much longer does Zagat stay in this game? And, he's looking tired out there. He's still got 8:42 on the clock left to go. Both goalies are dressed. This does a lot to, his morale. Having 9 goals scored on him. And only time will tell. Almost literally how much longer if he will stay on the ice for the remainder of this game.
McCraig comes in and pushes Scotty Ernstling down to the ice right here on the red line. And again, the Pride just continuing to play physical as this game goes on.
Yeah, and that almost doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of slowing down coming from the Pride. And it seems like they've been able to amp up the pressure as the game goes on, which is what you want to do. But in the case of the Flyers, maybe not something they're quite used to, and something that they're going to have to try and figure out for the remainder of their games.
Here comes Scotty Ernstling, skates the puck through the neutral zone and leaves it for Selman. On his forehand, he's pushed down to the ice, falling down. Jack Selman scored. Nobody knew the puck went in the net. Jack Selman has the first tally for the Lewis Flyers in this hockey game.
It was a little almost, I don't know if he even knew that went in himself, but it looks like Purdue Northwest is going to switch goaltenders. Brochek going in, number 33. 1 goal scored on. They say, all right, it's your time to shine, Brochek. But a good goal by the Lewis Flyers. Able to get 1 back. They can say they did something today.
Alex Brochek from Germany will take the knot for the Purdue Northwest Pride, the senior. Back the other way, Witkowski's into the Flyers zone and collides with Sam Zagat. Helmet comes off.
He immediately went towards his mouth on the ground. He's kind of moving around a little bit in discomfort. Not able to keep himself up.
Zagat.
And we'll see how this affects the rest of this game. One could reasonably assume, with the way this is looking, he may end up coming out of this game, and it looks like Christian Rohrer is grabbing his gloves and his stick.
Sam Zagat took contact up high, popped his helmet off.
Yeah.
Not sure if he took contact to the face after the helmet came off. Looks like the trainer's out there.
Well, what I saw was his helmet comes off and immediately, his face comes up. I wonder if it almost had something to do with, something in his helmet jamming his face in. He definitely got a hit to the head, putting the helmet back on. It looks like he might be going to try and stay in this game.
It looked like the trainer was having him press his head against the trainer's hand. Maybe that was testing some sort of neck strength, maybe the possibility of a neck injury there. I mean, that's not something that I like to see on this very ice surface. About 4 years ago, on that same side of the ice, I broke my neck right in that same area.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anytime there's anything to do with the head, neck area, I mean, you hate to see that contact and someone get hurt in that manner, but Zagat will remain in this hockey game. 7.5 minutes, just under, left to go in the third period.
And that's just a testament to Zagat's strength. Looking to stay back in his game as he makes a save.
Witkowski finds the rebound in the Flyers zone to Kozagin, who has a drive. Another save by Zagat. Here's Witkowski's shot. He was pressured by Tyler Morefoot and did not get a lot on that opportunity. DeGao down below the goal line, backhand centering pass, couldn't find anyone. And McCourt pokes it away from Stumpf. Shot from the point is blocked by Morefoot, who was engaged in battle out in the slot. Flyers turn it over. DeGao. Far side, face-off dot, and that shot is blocked. Here's McCourt. Turns, centering pass to Kozagin, and he couldn't get wood on it. Back up to the point. Tolan, far side, McCourt. Fan on that shot. And Morefoot will go off the glass. And that was a weird carom, went backwards, and the Flyers still can't get this puck out. DeGao on the blue line will slap that one on goal, hit a couple sticks out in front. Double deflection is wide. Pride still have it. Tolan, centering pass. McCourt will wind and fire. And Zagat made the save. And he's still feeling it. See the pain in Zagat's mannerisms.
And we'll see what he thinks about trying to stay in this game.
Appears he will be for the moment. Face off to his right wing side. 5:49 left to go in the third period. 9-1 is the score. Sestero walks, fires, and that one's in and out of the glove. But Zagat is able to hold on.
He's able to hold on, and you know, he could have let that puck go and have it dish out into the corner, but it's a good idea, you know, give his guys a rest. At least just for a second here. As that one gets fired right back at him.
Snyder will find it on the point. Sends it down low. Here's O'Neill. Centering pass out to Ott. He has a shot out in front. Is deflected by, I believe, Blake Witkowski. And the Pride are in double digits.
And you know, I think at this point, and then at this point, we're going to see Christian Rohrer come in to replace Sam Zagat in the crease. He put up a fight, not a whole lot he could do. Defense not able to give him really much help. This Purdue Northwest team is speedy and strong, able to keep that strength up for this entire game so far.
Zagat coming off the ice to an ovation from the Flyers bench. Obviously has dealt with a lot today. We still got 5 minutes just over in this hockey game. JT Verdino tries to go and send it in. He sent it right into the bench. Sent everyone scurrying around down there. Backup goaltender Thomas Labno standing right off the bench, giving Zagat some words of encouragement. Almost took that one right to the face.
Zagat almost took that right to the face. He didn't have his helmet on, and after that, yep, it's going right back on my head.
Looks like the trainer does have some ice on Zagat's neck. Again, that's a scary sight. Back in the Flyers zone. They will start their breakout. Brian Goot over the Pride line will try and shoot, but that one gets blocked out in front by Sam Snyder. Goot still engaged in battle in his offensive zone. JT Verdino up the left wing side, can't get it in this time. Cedarblom sends it across. Here's Ricci. Sam Zagat now making his way back into the Flyers dressing room to our left-hand side. Again, we'll convey any updates that we receive up here in the broadcast booth about Sam Zagat's condition. Into the Flyers zone is Curtin. He's dragged down the ice by Robertson. No call, so we play on. Josh McDonald on the left wing side will chip it around the defenseman. He's in the neutral zone. McDonald couldn't quite squeeze through everyone. And again, he's starting to look like himself. Josh McDonald has had a slew of injuries as of late. And he's doing his best to recover from basically not playing very much hockey last year at all. Puck stick down, Pride have it in the Flyers' end. Benke sends it around the net to Santa Maria on the far side. He's pressed up against the boards by DePego. Pride have it in the slot. Backhand shot is wide of the net. McGinnis sends it back down low. Sent up, went off the stanchion, and we'll come back to Matt McGinnis in the neutral zone. 3:05 left to go in the third period. Purdue Northwest Pride ahead 10-1. Puck is lofted in by Cheney. Back to receive is Robertson, who sends it around right to Benke. And Robertson is forced to stick that one behind the net. Cedarblom back in his own zone as the Flyers make a line change. Into the zone comes Kozagin. Down low to Blake Witkowski. He will send it around to Cheney behind the net. Just on his reach, though, and that allows Morfoot to reverse it back up the near side. Will make its way all the way out. Here's McCourt. Will bring it back in. Kozagin now on the top of the circles. Walks in, fires, and that one, not even sure if it hit anything, went straight up into the protective netting and causing a whistle to stop play. 2:12 left to go in the third period.
And the Flyers able to keep something together here with 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go.
McCourt dances away from Jack Selman. He will have a drive, makes its way over to Kozagin on the far side. Colin Kozagin trying to fight it through down low, but it's sent around by Braden Ricci. Blake Witkowski will try a centering pass, couldn't find Kozagin. In comes Toland, who has a shot, and that one's soaked up by Christian Rohrer, and he will hold on. Minute 47 left to go in the third. Obviously, the Pride have been in control in the driver's seat for the majority of this hockey game. And one thing to remember, Matt, is we've got 3 more periods of hockey to play tomorrow. The Flyers just want to try and finish this one on a positive note.
Yeah, and something, you know, when we talked to Jim Sawyer, head coach of the Lewis Flyers, he said, you know, we're going to come in to game 1, we're going to see what we're up against, and, you know, whatever that result is, which is now what we're seeing in front of us, we're going to be able to come back in game 2, hopefully better prepared. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking for, you know, tomorrow from this Lewis Flyers team. Obviously, the scoreline a bit gruesome, but nothing totally out of their control.
Verbetsky into the zone. Here's McCourt on his forehand. He tried a centering pass to no avail. Up the right wing side comes Jake Walninski. He waltzes through the neutral zone. Walninski's in on his backhand. Far side corner has it stripped by Alex Moon. And with less than 40 seconds left to go, the Pride will just dump that one into the Flyers zone. Flyers know what they have in front of them tomorrow. Again, game number 2 starting at 3:30 p.m. right here at Camden. We here at the Lewis University Television Network will be here again, streaming live to the LUTN YouTube page. And that puck is sticked out by Sam Warner. And that will do it on the matchup today.
Not exactly what the Lewis Flyers were looking for today. As I said, they weren't expecting a lot, but they were looking to at least come in and learn something for the next game. And we'll see what they can put together for tomorrow as they line up in front of the fans here. My personal thoughts on the game, Logan, lots of time that they're giving, Purdue in terms of, not pressuring them when they're on, when they're on defense, giving them a lot of time. And yes, Purdue is a much quicker team. That's something they're going to have to work on.
Obviously, Purdue has a lot of skill, brings a fast game. And the Flyers will have a challenge in front of them tomorrow. As I said, we will be streaming live right here on the Lewis University Television Network. Thanks for joining us for the broadcast today. Hopefully you enjoyed it despite the outcome. Thanks to my dad, Mike Camp, for operating the camera. For Matt Carlson, I'm Logan Camp. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night.